everybody, welcome back to the Chaotic Little Book Corner. My name's Acacia. Today we're going to be doing top 5 short story collections, and let's dive in with number 5, which is By Light We Knew Our Name by Anne Valenti. Now, when I first read this and finished it, I thought, oh, this is incredible. I'm absolutely in love with it, which I knew I was going to be. But the thing for me is that Anne Valenti's language is one of the most beautiful, I think, out there right now, but I don't like her short stories as much as I love her long stories. So for me, Our Hearts Will Burn Us Down is way more my style and my idea of a great story and a great read. I really loved that more than I loved this, which is why it's lower, but it's still really high because her writing is exquisite. I still recommend her short story collection as a place to begin, but I really do think that her fiction was better. Sorry for the cold. Then we have Madness by Roald Dahl. This one comes in at number 4 because I really enjoyed it. I now own the entire collection. Thank you, Christmas, for a couple reasons. I really enjoyed this collection, and I really loved the way that it was so much darker than his other works. I think it was a great depiction of madness in a more neurotypical format than in a more crazy format, which was interesting. I don't think that this revolves 100% around people of insanity. I think it revolves around madness, being more of a daily occurrence, the fear of being late, the fear of being alone, something that's more neurotypical. That is really what this book explores, is the more normal fear and how that can be a maddening fear. And that I really enjoyed. Next we have this, which is number 3. This is What Is Not Yours Is Not Yours by Helen Oyami. I thought this was my favorite collection of all time. It actually overtopped number 2 for favorite collection of all time, but it didn't top it for the year, and I will explain why in a second. This collection, as always, Helen Oyami blows me away. She writes breathtaking work. She really is an auto-buy for me, as always. But I think that for me, this short story collection really showed me a little bit more of a different side of her, much more fairy tale oriented, much more snippety, and I really like her longer pieces better, and that's why this is lower for the year than it would have been had it been phenomenal. I really like her longer stories better. I think I really struggle with short stories myself. I haven't found a short story collection except for one that really has grasped me and held me and made me feel as if I'm reading something I can't put down. Number 2 is Abby Genii, The Last Animal. Again, I read her full story, I should say, The Lightkeepers this year, fell in love with it, and then picked up her short story collection. Absolutely adored it. I think this is a much more interesting psychology exploration than Madness, which is more of the neurotypical maddening aspects of life. This is more about the psychology of severe insanity and what happens when depression takes over and mental illness can take form, but discussing it with a little twist of animals being more of a centered conversation. I really enjoyed it. I think it was beautiful and wonderful and absolutely something that everyone should read, especially if they're interested in the psychology of a human. And number 1 is Matt Bell, A Tree or a Person or a Wall. And this one I couldn't put down. This was almost like reading little short novels versus reading little short stories. I flippin' adored this. I think that the thing about this that I really loved is even in the first 2 stories, you're never given a name for the main character, and it kind of keeps you at a distance, but at the same time, he writes the way that you could almost be that character, and therefore you're feeling this feeling of insanity that the character is feeling, and it's really gripping and rattles your senses and rattles your safe of sanity, and I adore that in a short story collection. I think that the other thing about this is it's not magical realism so much as it is, I think it classifies itself as magical realism, but I don't see it that way. I saw it more as a conversation on a fairy tale turned dark, which was really fascinating, especially when you were discussing the human psyche versus just a moral. And that was what really, it floored me. And I will definitely buy anything Matt Bell. I have 2 of his other books. I have Scrapper and oh boy, that title though. The title of his other book though. It's insane. In the House Upon the Dirt, Between the Lake and the Woods. Okay, there we go. It's a lot like this title. It's just insane. It's an intense title. Equal parts dystopian novel, psychological thriller, and literacy fiction. Evokes a dark and lonely existence for the stoic protagonist. That is an exploration of his novel that I haven't read yet, which I'm so excited to read. He really evokes fear and trauma and insanity without even trying. It's beautiful. It's stunning, and I absolutely love it. I will buy anything Matt Bell. The last 3 authors, I will buy anything that they come out with. I love them so much. All right, guys, I will talk to you guys tomorrow, and see you soon. Bye.